Hey guys, welcome back to my next video of Bash Shell scripting tutorial for beginners. Now let's get started. So now let's see how to perform arithmetic operations in Bash. Let's try to do 5 plus 5. Let's save and run it. If you notice, the output is printed as a string. This is because anything you type after the echo command is considered as a string by Bash. So now let's see how to perform arithmetic operations. Let's take two variables x and y. So this is the syntax. This is how you have to write arithmetic operations. It has to be enclosed in double parenthesis and a dollar sign before it. Now let's save and run this. So as you can see, we have got the correct answer. 10 plus 2 is 12. Now let's try another operation. Make sure that you always enter the right spaces, otherwise the answer will change. Okay, so the second output 10 minus 2 is 8. Now let's try multiplying it. So 10 into 2 is 20. Now let's try division. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. For those who don't know, the modulus operation gives us the remainder. It is denoted by the percentage symbol. So as you can see, it is fully divisible by 2. So the remainder is 0 here. Now this is one way to perform these arithmetic operations. Now I'll show you another method using the expr command, which stands for expressions. So when you use the expr command, you only have single parenthesis and you have to specify the dollar sign inside also. expr. So this is the syntax. Okay, so what is the expr command? The expr command reads the expression parameter, it evaluates it, and it writes the result to the standard output. So now let's try to print this. So as you can see, we successfully got 10 plus 2, which is 12. Now let's try for another operation. Now let's save and run. Sorry guys, it didn't save. Let's save and run it again. So as you can see, 10 minus 2, we again got 8. Now let's try multiplication. Now let's save and run. So as you can see here, when we are using the star operator with the expr command, we are getting a syntax error. So why is this? This is because the star needs to get escaped since it is a special character in the shell syntax. So if it is not escaped, then it will get expanded into a list of all the files in the current directory. So, but you don't have to worry about all this. All you have to do is simply put a single slash in front of it to escape it. I'll show you how. Now let's save and run. So as you can see here, now we got the output, which is 10 into 2, 20. So now let's try division. So as you can see here, we got the result. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now let's try the modulus function. So we got the output as 0 since the remainder is 0. So I hope you guys have understood how to perform arithmetic operations using the expr command. So now let's see how to do the same arithmetic operations using floating point numbers. So as you can see here, we are getting all errors when we are using the expr command. Let's try the other way. So as you can see here, if we use floating point numbers, then both these methods are giving us errors. So why is this? This is because Bash doesn't support arithmetic operations of floating point number using these two methods I have already shown you. So we will use a tool called as BC, which stands for Basic Calculator. Let's give a pipe and type in BC. So what happens here is everything on the left hand side of the pipe is taken as input for the BC. Now let's try to save and run this. So as you can see here, we got the right answer. Now let's try this for subtracting. Again, we got the right answer. Now let's try for multiplication. So we got the right answer for multiplication. Now let's try division. If you notice here, the answer for the division is wrong. So I'll show you how to correct this. Type in scale equal to. So the scale stands for the number of decimals you want. Now let's run this again. So as you can see here, now we got the right answer. Now let's try the modulus operator. So again, we got the right answer. So instead of writing numbers here, we can use variables also. Say x is equal to 10.5 and y equal to 2. Now let's save and run this. So this is how you can use the variables here. So now let's see how to find the square root of a number. So to get the square root of a number, you can use the sqrt function. But then when you're using this, you have to call the math library. To call the math library, you can use the -l. Now let's save and run. So as you can see here, we got the right answer. Since there are a lot of zeros here, we can remove this by using the scale. Say scale. Say we want only 2 decimal point. Now let's save and run it again. Now if you want to use a variable here, you can do so. Dollar and the variable name. Now let's save and run. So now let's see how to find the power of a number. To do so, you can use echo. This symbol stands for raised to. Again, this also comes under the math library, so we'll have to use -l. Save and run. So as you can see here, we got the power. So if you want to specify the number of decimals required, you can again use the scale here. And save and run. So I hope you guys have understood how to do arithmetic operations using floating point numbers. So thank you for watching my video and stay tuned for more.